What's up, guys? We're back. It's Lowdown. It's Wednesday night. And, we decided not to give this episode a number or a season because, quite frankly, I believe we're past numbers now. Numbers make things feel old. I'm back in the Sweat household. I'm Craig. This is Paul. Chris is joining us tonight as well.
Yep.
That's my line. God damn.
Yep.
Speaking of which, you can head to tpublic.com/user/levels of wrestling and pick up your Low Family t-shirts or your Hey Yo Big Craig t-shirt.
Hey yo, Big Craig. Big Craig's wearing your shirt.
Yeah. Anyway, say hi, Colin. That's close enough. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the lowest ratings in Raw history since 1997.
Since 1897, I believe it.
Yep, completely. We're going to discuss a little bit about Hell in a Cell, our predictions, and we're going to talk about the US Open Challenge as well, because that's done quite a bit. Let's get started. How did you feel about Raw?
Hold on, we gotta do. You are out of practice, my friend.
No, I'm all set. Don't you worry.
I thought we were doing the pimping first. We gotta pimp stuff first.
You want to pimp stuff? Go ahead. I was going to save it for throughout the show, but you want to pimp stuff? You pimp stuff. Go ahead.
Okay. I will say, new episode of the Nitro Cast should be up tomorrow.
That's some good pimping.
Yeah. Thanks.
You finished with your pimping? Don't pull in that, man.
I'm good.
Okay, we all good with pimping?
And there's a new Just Saying that's up, and Drea doesn't have a cast on her foot.
And she's still crazy because she's on pain meds.
Yeah. So, she's allowed to roller skate now. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
I can't wait to see her roller skate because that's going to be super safe. Hi, Drea. Yeah, see that noise that he just made? That's the noise Drea's going to make when she roller skates.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I misheard. Anyway, let's get into the show. How did you guys find Raw this week? Obviously, the ratings were rather low. This was actually the first time I've caught up with wrestling since I was here last.
Living the drifter lifestyle.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like
riding the rails.
I feel like an Irish traveler.
Well, I spotted one massive issue with Raw that I have straight off the bat.
Go ahead.
Why the hell do you have so many tag matches happening in one goddamn Raw?
Teddy Long was involved.
No, it was booked by New Japan. Is exactly what happened. Because if you watch any New Japan show, there's always like 4 6-man tag matches. That's what that was.
There were 5 tag matches. Come on, guys.
Was it really 5?
And 3 of them were 6-man tags.
Well, you got to think about
Teddy Long was fierce then.
Well, let's count because we kicked things off with Cena and the Dudleys.
Mm-hmm.
We moved on to the Divas, Sasha and Naomi.
Which was left off for the Hulu one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Can't really fault anyone for that one. That was probably a good decision. We have Neville, Cesaro, and Ziggler.
Uh-huh.
That was left off as well.
Oh, no, we may have only had 4 because then we had the main event as well.
Yeah, but then did we mention that we had Dean and the Roman versus the Wyatts?
Yeah, that's the main event.
No.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's one of those things that Teddy Long, like we said, would have been happy.
Well, people were saying this on Twitter.
On you go.
People were saying this on Twitter. Everyone was like, I'm pretty sure Teddy Long is secretly working in creative.
I don't think it's a secret anymore. Like, every single week we get that tag match. And that tag match comes out, and people go, oh, yeah, look, it's going to be a good... Oh, they've added more people.
Vince is feeling nostalgic and is watching old SmackDowns. That's what's happening.
Vince is feeling nostalgic and not pulling his finger out and sorting ratings.
Yeah.
What was the worst bit about Raw for you? For me, it was definitely the Shawn Michaels segment. We kind of discussed this earlier, like just before we started. It felt like he didn't want to be there. It felt like everything was slow. It was dragged out. The stuff with the pizza was kind of funny.
I'm sorry, but he ate the kid's pizza, so he earns my respect for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of funny. I just didn't care about him.
Shawn Michaels is a one-eyed cunt. I speak on behalf of the entire Lowe family when I say this.
It felt like Shawn Michaels was told to go out there and not be Shawn Michaels.
You know what? You saw like the dichotomy between old pro wrestling, new pro wrestling, where Shawn's out there, he's just riding it, doing what he does, and then Rollins comes out there looking at his hand, reciting his lines.
Pretty much. I mean, Even the first comment about sorry about eating your pizza. That was pretty sure that wasn't in the damn script.
I'm pretty sure eating pizza wasn't in it. So I mean, that's what Sean. That's the difference between
the generation
guys. Yeah, that's generational differences where guys were given freedom, and those guys are still going to take those freedoms.
Well, that's what I like about guys like. I was rewatching some stuff to do with Heyman, and he was talking about how he does his promos. No, it was a recent interview, and he says, he's told there's a start and a finish, and he's told to just do whatever in the middle. He's told, plug this, just do it.
Which is the way that it should be for your better talkers. I mean, I understand that some guys like, sorry, Ryback, I'm going to throw you under the bus, big guy. But, he's not someone that you just go, okay, go out there, you have 4 minutes, wing it. You're not going to do that to guys like him or Cesaro. Or, but someone like a Dolph Ziggler, you could just go, okay, hit this point, and this point, go.
Ziggler, Ambrose, Rollins, Reigns are 4 guys that instantly come to mind, and I think these guys shouldn't be given. They should be told, here's what you need to say, roughly, go and say it.
Yep.
Right. And this week, what happened? None of that. They were just told, go out there, here's your script, follow it, don't go off the script, because we've got to say things, and it's pay-per-view. They said the things about the pay-per-view, and guess what? It was dull as shit.
And Shawn Michaels booked the pay-per-view better than they did.
The most egregious thing, though, was fucking Stephanie, her little backstage segment. She's like, well, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to have a match at the pay-per-view on Sunday on the WWE Network.
For only $9.99 in 100 and something countries.
Ugh, she's the fucking worst.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're Vince's daughter and you get away with it. Genuinely, like, as much as people hyped up this Raw and said it was great, you can have all the legends you want. You can add all the big names to the card. When it comes down to it, it was still a shit show.
I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. It's gone from being shit to meh.
Yeah. Besides the nostalgia pop, what was
no?
it?
You know what it was? It's not that it went from shit to being great. It goes from being like diarrhea to like
almost a solid
to a more solid.
Yeah.
A little bit more than loose. That's what they do. That's what they do. And we're going to see it even more towards Mania.
Right. Instead of it falling through the sieve, you kind of got to force it with a spoon.
Yeah, they're going to go, okay, we're going to give you guys a bunch of F shows, and then once the road to Mania kicks up, we're going to go up to a D+, and you guys are going to think they're A's.
I'm going to say the one thing that made me smile was New Day's promo walking down the ramp talking about booty, and Kofi Kingston almost saying ass, and they stop him like, it's a PG show, and he's like, do you know what? Screw it. We're the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
Ass. I said ass. Live. Ass. On TV. I mean, that was good heel stuff.
Yep. And Roman said it later, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it just feels like they're going, to me, it just feels like Vince is in back going, well, we're going to make it a little edgier. And this is going to be edgy. That's what it feels like. Nothing ever feels genuine there about that entire show, ever. And it drives me insane.
I think the worst thing about it not feeling genuine to me is like, it's that they can't make it flow.
No, the pacing is terrible. Like especially on Monday. Monday was about the worst that you're ever going to see because they went, okay, we have Austin, we have Brock, we have Taker, we have Heyman, we have Cena. We're going to cram all these guys in before Monday Night Football starts. Instead of going, hey, we're going to space this out. We're going to make you watch our show. We are going to put on a show so good that you're going to forget about Monday Night Football. You're going to fucking watch. And instead of doing that, they went, nope, we're going to get you in before it starts. And then we're going to throw away money on a Shield impromptu reunion.
Right, yeah, let's get to that, right? The Shield's reunion that everyone hyped, and everyone on Twitter for 4 seconds was like, oh my god, my mind is blown! No, okay? It was literally one match, and Seth made it clear it's not a reunion, get over it. It wasn't a reunion, he left halfway through the match, if I'm not mistaken, yeah?
Correct, yeah.
Right. So the fact he left halfway through the match makes you know it's exactly the same way it had been.
He got a knee injury, that was why. Aw.
Injury.
Poor guy stood on the apron jumping up and down and tweaked his knee, so he had to go to the back.
Oh yeah, sorry, I must have mistaken that. It looked awfully, awfully similar to that of Punk when he hurt his eye back in 2009.
Oh, yeah, man.
Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe it was a Shield reunion and he was... No, of course he wasn't fucking hurt. That's just not how it works, okay? Like,
No.
That was about the best heel stuff that Rounds has done.
Yeah, I would completely agree. He actually turned his back on them again as a heel, and we already knew he would, and yet it was still effective.
Yeah, because I mean, he was doing those little things. He's out there. He waited to when they did the face off, and he stood back, and then he finally joined them. That was good. And then when he's begging for the hot tag, I thought that was great stuff. It just good pandering heel stuff. This guy's capable of doing it. He really is.
Even the stuff he did before they actually started the match. When you said they walked up and then he backed them off and he said, cool down. And he goes, you that corner. Me, I'm starting because I'm the champion of the world.
Yep, that makes sense. That's good heel stuff.
Yeah. That's what his character should do.
It wasn't said loud enough to be heard down microphones necessarily, but it was still said. And that's what's, he was in character constantly.
Oh, he's not, he's not told to play to the cheap seats. So,
Neither would I. I mean, if I'm the champion, I'm not playing the cheap seats. I'm playing at the front row and know exactly what we're gonna do.
I'm sorry, but if I'm on the roster, I'm not playing to the cheap seats.
Before we go any further, we got a little message in asking whether I was in America or you were in Scotland. We're in America. Chris is still in Britain. You thought I was Scottish? I am Scottish. I just sound English. Or some people think I sound Canadian, maybe American, depending where you go. Scottish people think I sound American or Canadian. Guess what? I'm Scottish. I'm from Inverness. That's how it goes. Loch Ness Monster, real thing.
And yes, and before you ask, he does speak English.
Yep.
I do speak English. No, we don't celebrate the 4th of July, and no, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but thanks for asking.
But they do have their own Independence Day.
Oh, yeah.
No, we don't.
No. All we have is Guy Fawkes night.
Not even that.
You guys have a July 4th, though.
No, we don't. Well, we have July 4th, but we don't celebrate it.
Sure.
We have July 4th. We have July 4th where we all turn face west and give the middle finger.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like it.
Okay, so obviously we talked about the Shield. When do you think suitable for a reunion? Because obviously people want it.
4 fucking years before you even think about it.
SummerSlam.
No, 4 years. You let these guys go do their own thing. I mean, this is money. This is huge money. The idea of bringing these 3 fellas back together. That's money. And you don't even think about doing it. It's barely been a year. It's been less than a year and a half. You don't think about this yet.
Right.
It's their short-sighted booking that we're getting this. That's exactly what this past month, and especially this past Monday was. It was short-sighted booking at its best. It reminded me of a WCW show.
Well, I think that's the issue. Is everyone wants a Shield reunion soon because there is no long-term booking, because they don't know what they're doing. We don't know what they're doing, and so we just say, "Hey, what's this?"
See, is it though, or is it that people want the Shield back because there's nothing else worth watching at the moment?
Well, that's what I mean.
Recent memory, Daniel Bryan, as much as I don't like him, was probably one of the most watchable things. You had the U.S. Open Challenge. Now you've got the New Day kind of verging there. Some people love it, some people don't. Other than that, though, Shield was probably the last thing that was consistently booked. Shields versus Wyatt.
Yeah, and they broke them up too soon.
Yep, and they broke them up far too soon. They probably could have done the same with the Wyatts, kept them going longer. That could have been a full feud.
They figured out that, oh, geez, we fucked this up. Let's just put them all back together, including Rowan, without explanation.
I almost want. They actually explain it on the. They actually do explain it on the interview on the website where they say Bray Wyatt says he was never an ex-member, he was always a member.
Guess what? I don't want to go to the fucking website. I don't want to watch Superstars. I don't want to watch Main Event. I don't want to watch SmackDown. I barely want to watch Raw. Don't do this little horse shit of trying to backtrack and retcon everything. It's as easy as a simple little backstage segment where, I'm sorry, you don't bring out Ric Flair to put over somebody that he doesn't even remember doing. You do something that easy. Just go, oh yeah, by the way, look who's back.
What the issue they had, Paul, was that it was originally meant to be Harper, but Harper's had to go out for personal reasons.
Yeah, personal reasons. He had a picture taken of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit, I honestly did sit there when he didn't appear on Raw, and I was like, he's probably in some hot shit for that photo that Jericho put online.
Uh-huh.
Krista, thank you for joining us. How are you doing? Krista, you there?
He is muted.
But she's muted herself, so I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Krista?
Hi.
How you doing? How do you feel about the Shield reunion that was on Raw?
Too soon. Much, much too soon.
Do you think it's even worth calling a reunion? Because personally, I don't.
No. If it'd be a reunion if they'd had several matches together, but they don't. So it's basically a moment in time. Enjoy it for what it was, folks. The three guys in the ring again. Yeah. Great. But let it go.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens next week.
I think the better thing they could have done is either had a tag match where, someone gets tagged, Rollins gets tagged in, Rangers in, and Ambrose jumps in the ring or something, and they face off, or Royal Rumble. Those sorts of things would be better opportunities to show, to tease those three being in the ring together.
Right. One of our listeners tonight, Scott Rod, says, I'd have a Shield triple threat at Mania before anywhere near a reunion.
Right. Yeah, that's something that needs to be in place before any of that.
Yeah, I'd actually be alright with Ambrose winning the Rumble.
You see, I'm okay for it, but not for this year. I think it needs to be the following year.
Who would you say needs to win it this year?
Oh, this year WrestleMania. Yeah, I don't want a triple. I was thinking about this as well. You don't want a triple threat. This is Roman's year to win the title, and you don't want that to happen in a triple threat. You just have him win it one-on-one against whoever.
I say no to Reigns purely on the basis that I don't want the same guy winning the Rumble 2 years in a row.
No, Reigns doesn't need to win the Rumble. I can have the belt on him before that, but
yeah.
I'll put the belt on him before that and let him have his Mania moment.
Either way, he walks out as champ.
Yep.
And you start.
I would like him.
Monday.
I'd like to see him on the belt. I'd like to see the belt on him by TLC.
I was going to say maybe have him win it at Rumble.
I actually think it'd be amazing to have that change happen on a Raw, purely for the fact that title changes do not happen on a goddamn Raw.
I think that I was going to bring that up a little later once we talk about ratings, but yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That's going to be the next step.
Indeed.
To be honest,
that world title will change hands.
Although I'm personally not a huge fan of Reigns, Reigns has his fans. I feel like, having a title change on Raw and having Reigns win it, will be similar to the way that, Mick Foley won it from The Rock. Won't quite have the same effect, but it will have a lesser effect of the same kind.
In a company grand scheme, it'll be twice the effect. Because this is the guy that's the next. Mick Foley was just a good hand.
Oh, no, but what I mean is for ratings, it won't have the same... It will have the same effect, but not on the same scale.
Yeah, it's not going to... Yeah, I don't think Roman's going to win it on TV. I can see Sheamus cashing in.
Yep, cashing in on TV, and then Roman taking it off him at the Rumble.
I'm fine.
Yep.
Before we go any further, I just want to say, a bit of our usual man on the street, Jeremy. He's having a bit of a tough time, so thoughts are with him. He's got a couple of issues going on at home, so, you've got all the love of the Low family with you, man, and we're always here if you want to talk, because you message us plenty, so please feel free to get in touch. And we're more than happy just to chat away with you, so anytime you're on.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, as we were saying, the ratings for Raw this week were the lowest they have seen since 1997.
1897!
Or even 1897, depending on where you look.
It's funny you say that. It's the worst Raw rating since 1997. Canada recently had our federal election. We had the best voter turnout since 1997.
See, everyone stopped watching Raw and went to vote instead.
No.
That's right.
All of Canada tuned out.
Oh, and you have to understand also is that Monday night was also the same night as a series run for the Blue Jays, because we are now into World Series season, and they're running for the banner.
Right, but this is where WWE needs to be stepping up their game, being able to compete with those sort of things, because at the moment they can't.
No.
That is exactly the question I want to be asking you guys and our fans tonight. If our fans are listening, send us in your thoughts. How should WWE fix their rating problem? How do they step up their game? As Chris was saying, it's about time they do that. We're going to tell you what we think, but we want to know what you think. So let's start with Chris. How do you feel they should step up their game?
They need to step up their game by using less scripts for promos, for one thing. They need to be able to give the guys some freedom. The guys need to learn how to act on their feet the way that Cena does when he cuts a promo. I mean, I went back and I watched recently when they were having Orton versus Cena for the combined titles. Guys?
Yeah, sorry, we're still here. There was a little bit of crackling. It's all good.
Yeah, do you remember when they had the Cena versus Orton thing for the combined title?
Yeah, back at TLC.
Yeah, and they were cutting a promo and everyone was in the ring and the entire crowd was chanting Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
And Cena went with it. That's what people on the roster need to learn how to do. They need to learn how to, okay, the script isn't working, screw the script, let's go off box.
Okay, so allow me to play devil's advocate. I imagine there's probably quite a lot of the talent want to do that. Why do you think they're in a position they can't do that?
I think everyone's too scared of losing their position within the company. I feel that some of the guys who are higher up, let's say Rollins, for example, people are saying Rollins felt like he was being forced on Monday Night Raw, like someone was holding a gun to his head and saying, this is what you say, this is how you say it. I think you have to be willing to take the risk in the way that the guys in the Attitude Era did when some of them went off script. Because, let's look, for example, at the curtain call. Yeah, they got punished for that. Was it a great moment? Yes. In the long run, did it do them a massive favor? Yes. I feel like guys...
So you think follow more realistic tones and just kind of roll with things that happen naturally?
Yeah. I mean, again, the Rollins-Michaels thing, Michaels was being tongue-in-cheek. Rollins should have done exactly the same thing back. The energy would have been... The energy would have been a whole lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's Michael's doing his thing, and then Rollins going, "God damn it, you're going off script. That's not what you're supposed to say." And I still have to go with what I'm doing, in his whiny 14-year-old emo voice.
Yeah, you have to go. You have to throw that out the window sometimes. And like I was saying, they also need to start having title changes and a less formulaic layout for Raw.
Okay. X-Diggy Gaming thinks that WWE have too many childish characters. It's like the Hogan Glory years again. Owens is currently the most real guy, so he thinks more real guys would help solve some of the problems.
I agree.
Krista, what's your thoughts? How would you solve, in a quick summary of WWE's rating issues?
Well, I have to agree with Chris. They need to be a little bit more loosey-goosey in the scripting. Give them a free rein, but have them keep in mind, don't drop the F-bomb. Don't, realize that we are still on a, mainstream network, if USA could be called a mainstream network.
There's a delay. They got time to hit the mute.
Depends on where it is, because when I watch it, it's live.
I suppose, yeah.
There's still a slight delay. There's enough delay.
I think it's like a 7-second delay at minimum.
A 7-second delay, yeah, but nobody's that fast. Anyway, I think they do need to flesh out their characters more. Less of the cartoony, less of the whiny. Because, for the kids that were in, and some of them are kids, that were in NXT, they would have studied how to do a promo with one of the best in the business. So there's no reason why these people cannot cut a promo.
Well,
absolutely no reason.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. You say they can't cut promos, but look at Owens.
Yeah, but he's not expected to. That's the thing.
I don't think he's a good promo.
No, he doesn't because he hasn't been expected to.
Yeah, I'm a pretty subpar promo, let's be honest.
He's fun on Twitter, but you put a mic in front of him, and I think he's very overrated in that aspect.
He's gonna speak to you like that every single time and finish.
Well, and that's probably why they script these things, is because you've got guys like Owens who can't cut a promo. Well, cannot cut a promo.
No. You've got the scripts for guys like Ryback who can't cut a promo.
But again,
Owens is the same thing.
Yeah,
they're
scripted
because Vince micromanages. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with talent. He's micromanaging everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing, they have to time when they do like the big draw things. Like, don't, because they're famous for changing things last minute. Look at the other things that are going on. You've got Major League Baseball, and we're heading into the World Series. Why would you do something that could be classified as money on the same night where most people are going to be tuning into the ball game, because it's not going to be the same old thing. This is like the Jays have made it to the playoffs for the first time since 1990 something. They haven't won a World Series since 1993. Most of the people in Canada are going to be watching this shit.
Speaking of timings, they need to not have 2 commercials in one goddamn match.
I don't think they have anything say in that matter. I think that's
out of their
that's
control.
the network. That is the network straight up that has that control, that determines when a commercial is going to be shown, and based on when it is, depends on how much the customer pays for it. So if a customer wants that slot and is willing to pay through the nose for it, the network is going to say, absolutely, you can have that spot.
Okay. Let's speak to the Xavier, to my Big E. Paul, what's your thoughts?
Oh yes,
I don't know. In this equation, I think he's the Big E.
I am Lowe's main tromboner here. So, now then, where do I start? Stop micromanaging. That's number one. When you know that you have a big money angle, hype it up. Give people an incentive to watch. Yeah, I understand that there's Monday Night Football going on and the World Series is coming up. You draw that audience then. You go, guess what? My show is going to be so good that you're going to skip that. You're going to be DVRing a World Series game because this show is going to be that good. That's what the old Vince McMahon would have done. This Vince McMahon is just going to go, I'm going to throw whatever out there. I'm writing the show as it's happening. There's zero long-term booking in the entire company. Nothing feels organic. Nothing feels fresh. Nothing feels... everything feels so sanitized and scrubbed down and scripted. It's worse than a fucking sitcom. It really is. Nothing ever feels real, and that's my biggest problem with the company. Nothing feels real. From a promo from Seth Rollins to a backstage segment with Triple H, nothing feels real. Nothing's organic. There's no flow. It stinks.
I have one thing to say to you. ECW.
You know what though? They had their moments too. I'm going through watching ECW with the NitroCast, which you can listen to on the Levels of Wrestling account.
Oh, such cheap shilling.
Like that. And trust me, they had a lot of garbage on there as well. But everything felt real. I'll give them that.
And everything that was good was good.
Even the stuff that wasn't good still felt good because it always had that air of unpredictability. Mm-hmm. Nothing feels unpredictable now. Like, you know what's going to happen at this point in the show, at this point in the show, at this point in the show, and this point in the show. We can predict those things. And who wants to watch a rerun?
They got to stop with the recaps is what they need to do.
You know what? They got to fill 3 hours.
Okay, I can summarize everything. Stop treating your fans like idiots.
Fill 3 hours without the recaps.
Okay. I'm going to kind of run off a few. I've got quite a bit to pick on this week. First off, keep the old guys off TV. It's great having legends. It's great having them show up to put things over. Have them put stars over, though, and not pay-per-views. If you're putting stars over, I'm more likely to believe you.
A statistic me and Craig mentioned earlier, by the way, guys. At 18 minutes into Raw, there had been nothing but old guys in that. 18 minutes in, there had been Undertaker, Austin, Lesnar, Heyman, the Dudley Boys, and Cena.
Yeah, that was a very calculated decision to go, okay, we want all these stars here to draw that initial rating before Monday Night Football starts.
See, that's all well and good, and you can have that nostalgia pop, but you need to make sure that you can back that up throughout the show. Now, if they're not going to find a way to back it up throughout the show, that's their own fault. They need to keep up. On top of that, when you bring an old guy back, all you're doing is taking away time from a young guy. Now, I appreciate that you can bring in an old guy. Let's use Taker as an example, okay? He's part-time, he comes back, he has a couple matches, but he still opens Raw. To me, something as big as that should be kept exclusively for the pay-per-views. People are going to tune in regardless of his build. Now,
You still need to build that match, though.
yeah, of course, but that's why you have Heyman there, and Heyman and Lesnar.
Yeah,
you
but
can even have Lesnar have a warm-up match. Yeah, it's dates. Yeah, it's another day. But they're gonna pay
they
him.
don't care. Vince is paying out the
Yeah.
fucking ass right now for Brock.
So you have him have another match. Have him go out there, destroy Bo Dallas again.
Well, the rumor heading into Monday was that he was going to have a match with Rusev
Right.
on Monday.
And that would have been a great match.
No,
but
it
it
would-
also would have buried Rusev.
Yeah, it would have been a fucking nail in Rusev's
Right.
coffin. So.
Speaking about Rusev, this is actually a point that was made by one of our followers that I completely agree with and kind of want to brush on. Triple H said kayfabe's dead. Now, if that's the case, if kayfabe is dead, then situations like Rusev and Lana and public relations wouldn't actually affect the show. Kayfabe's not dead. In fact, kayfabe's very much alive. It's just in a different setting. If they want to fix the way people listen, they need to make sure that kayfabe is going to be kind of more modernized to the way that fans are paying attention. Like, people do pay attention to Twitter. People do pay attention to dirt sheets. Why not leak something? Have WWE purposefully twist the sheets. Do something with that.
Yeah, turn reality into kayfabe rather than the other way around.
Right.
Yeah, to me, it's trying to pull the wool over our eyes is even easier now in the age of social media.
Yeah.
That's it. Just have these guys stay in character.
But these guys don't get it because you have things like, you have the dirt sheets where we know, backstage. Like Greg says, they need to be leaking things. They need to be saying, oh, so-and-so got in trouble, and then on Raw have them come out and saying, no, why did you take me off the show because of blah, 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 and then they get put into a match.
I mean, here's my favorite one. For those who don't know, if you've not been on Twitter in the last 2 days, Tyler Breeze is going to make his debut on SmackDown. Spoilers, big deal, I've said it. It's on Twitter anyway, it doesn't
We
matter.
didn't spoil it. WWE spoiled it themselves.
But here's the thing. They did that in a clever manner because people like Tyler Breeze. People don't like SmackDown. So put the guy that everyone likes on the show that no one watches. People are going to tune in, and I bet SmackDown's ratings go up this week. From one guy's appearance, regardless of the fact he's been put with Summer Rae. People are cringing at that already, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, but dude, it's Summer Breeze.
It's Summer Breeze. Oh, I should punch you so hard.
But
Yeah.
that's awesome, Chris.
Oh, don't encourage him. But yeah, the fact is they put this guy on TV, and this could improve the ratings. Now, see if they did that on Raw next week. And they said, for instance, James Storm was going to appear on Raw. They don't have to tell you when. They don't have to tell you how. They can have you tune in from start to finish and have him appear in the last 30 seconds.
Well, I mean, this is what they're doing, though. I mean, they did that with Storm's NXT debut, which happens tonight.
Yep. Straight after the show.
Yeah, they leaked it right then, as it happened. So, they're trying to build those things for their tape shows, which is smart. But, the tape shows aren't the problem. SmackDown's ratings are fine.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they're probably comparable to Raw's at this point.
Yep.
So-
And they average every single week.
So, those shows aren't the problem. Work on Raw. And don't you fucking dare turn SmackDown live when it goes to USA, which I'm sure they're going to.
Jerry Lawler has hinted at it strongly.
Yeah.
Which is, it's shocking, because if they go live, that's where the problems are going to occur. People tune into SmackDown because they know they can skip through the shit.
I tune into SmackDown because I don't.
Okay, well, that works too.
I don't turn into SmackDown because it is shit.
But, I mean, there's all these options that WWE can follow. I mean, another suggestion we had was, stop using the same stars in every match. I get that, but to build a story, you kind of need to.
Yeah, but I don't need to see Rollins in every hour.
I'm sorry,
I don't need to see Reigns in
I
every
also-
hour.
I also don't need to see the Dudley Boys teaming with John Cena constantly.
No.
Right, interesting pairing.
Right, we don't need to see the same matches repeated week after week. They have enough people on the roster where they can make matchups fresh and still further storyline just by having little random things.
Yeah.
That would be a good use of the time that they use for recaps.
Good example though. Owens versus Mark Henry on Raw.
That was dumb.
No, see, it wasn't. It was surprisingly good. Like, you now believe that Owens can pop up powerbomb a 400-pound man.
Right. Which, you know, I seriously just wanted to, like, beat people in the face because they were, you know, just putting over how great Kevin Owens is. No, you want to know who made that move work? Mark
Henry.
fucking Henry.
Yeah.
You know, a 400-pound man jumped up.
Yeah, you can
Did
watch
it
him
all.
jump that.
He did it all himself.
Yep.
So,
And all Owens does is push him backwards.
yep,
That's
that was
right.
it. So, you know,
I like Owens, but Mark Henry is
Mark Henry's
something
great.
else.
greatest of all time.
One off. Sexual chocolate, I don't care. Bring him all in. Mark Henry was great. He's in the Hall of Fame regardless. But, you know, that was a nice little pairing. It did change the mood. It did change the style.
Yeah.
It made him. It furthered the story of Owens and Ryback because you know their last match it was well you know he can't pop up powerbomb Ryback. Ryback's too big. Guess what? Now we can.
Well-
And then you want to follow on from that? Ryback couldn't pick up Mark Henry at WrestleMania, but yet Kevin Owens can somehow pop him up.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's the perfect story. JBL is going to be all over that come Hell in a Cell.
But then they made Ryback look like junk because you know they put him in they put him in a match with the world champion. Of course he should lose that match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you know that actually broke Rollins' lose streak?
Yeah, it did. So congratulations, Seth Rollins. You have snapped your 19-match losing streak.
Against the man that everyone knew was going to lose, but still, that's not the point.
This was his first TV win since the last time he beat Ryback.
Yeah.
Yep.
This was actually his first TV win since Night Champions, something like that.
Mhm. So here's the thing: if you can bring one star in, and I mean one star from anywhere, and this is just hypothetically, you bring in one star to work full time for 1 year for WWE and help pop up ratings. Who do you pick? They have to be a current wrestler. They can't be an MMA fighter. Nice try.
Not past, present, or future.
No, got to be current star.
So we can't bring in Punk. God damn.
Nope. I'm saying Styles. I bring in AJ Styles, let him work full time on the roster for a year. But he has to wrestle his way. That's the thing.
Honestly, I bring it. I forgot his name. The guy.
Useful.
He worked in TNA. He's a high flyer. He worked with Kalisto while they were on the Independence.
Amazing Red.
No.
Loki. Loki's gonna pop ratings.
Yeah, Loki should not come back to WWE ever.
You know, to me, there isn't one guy that's not in WWE that they could bring in outside of CM Punk that would improve the company that big. CM Punk is the only person I can think of that can move the needle like that. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan.
I was the Daniel Bryan's the only one that comes to mind.
Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryanson, whatever the fuck his name is. The yes guy.
I don't know why, but I really want to see Ricochet. That was who I was trying to think of.
Ricochet, Prince Puma.
No,
No,
you don't want to see him there.
because they'll kill him.
No.
Yeah, because you know the style of match that you love from him, all those high flying flippy things and all that. He's not going to be able to do that.
Who's
I'm not
decided
going
the
to
story?
lie. Well, it's stupid to me because you have Neville on the roster, you have Kalisto on the roster, you have Sin Cara on the roster. Okay, let's not count Sin Cara because that one's going to be a botch fest.
Nice try.
You have when he comes back, Sami Zayn on the roster. You know, just off the top of my head, those are four guys that can go at a good speed, go fast, go furious. They could actually have a really fast-paced match that would be
Right.
highly entertaining.
You know what? That's great. That's four guys. So how many times are we going to repeat those matches every week?
That's the issue.
If you think a feud goes average of 3 months, because they do pay-per-view, final match.
Yeah, everything's even Steven booking.
So, it's really bad. That needs to change too.
Write that down.
Yeah, even Steven Booking, gone. If you know, they're going to do 3 pay-per-views, you average 4 stars, that's 2 pairings. You could probably go roughly. Like, that's 3 sets of pairings in total for everyone to have a match, I believe.
They would throw all those away on TV, though.
Yeah.
So by the 3rd month, nothing is going to feel fresh.
You know what I really wanted? Like, I really, really wanted was the Dudleys and New Day to not have contact for this month.
Yeah, that match already feels dead.
Mm-hmm.
Feels tired.
And the Dudleys aren't even over at this point.
Yeah, what happens to the Dudleys after this? I mean, they've not planned this out.
You know what it was? It's the Chris Jericho effect is what it is. Is he's only worth the initial pop anymore. He's worth the return pop, and then after that he's kind of worthless. He's just another guy, and that's what the Dudleys are. They're just two guys now.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, you look at that feud with Jericho with the Wyatts. I mean, that didn't even really. At the end of it, it was just kind of like,
no. For that at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's Jericho going, yeah, you know what, I still have a little bit of name value, and this is somebody I'd like to work with.
And then he gets there and he's like, oh, yeah, Fozzie's touring. We're going to have to wrap this up.
Well, no, he actually doesn't
Hey,
want
good for him, man, that he doesn't have to kiss Vince's ass. He can go do whatever he wants.
Jericho's a guy who doesn't want to be on TV.
No. He wants to do the house shows.
From what I've heard, he did that one-off thing with Reigns and Ambrose for the favor to Vince.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to do TV either.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I was on TV and I know the ratings are that bad, I'd not want to be involved with it. I really want to avoid it as much as possible.
We're on about who to bring on, by the way. Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Okay. Sami Zayn's already kind of in the company, though.
Yeah, but I'd put him on TV. Even now, I'd start to bring him into TV, ready for when he can come back.
Okay.
You know, I'd have him be the guy who, gets him Owens' face, but say Owens is like, oh, but you can't do anything about it, and then come Royal Rumble, Owens is in the ring saying,
That's a nice little feud, but we're talking move the needle, improve ratings. Sami Zayn isn't improving ratings. I like Sami Zayn.
What I'm going to say is, what they need to do is they need to find someone who has the same effect that Bryan had, that the crowd can get behind, who is seen as the underdog, the guy that they don't want to succeed, who naturally will. Because, you look at guys like Cesaro, who everyone goes, oh, Cesaro's not going to succeed in the company because Vince doesn't like it. Everyone starts cheering Cesaro.
I think the guys that will do that at the minute are Cesaro and Dean Ambrose. And I don't like Ambrose that much.
I don't think Ambrose will. I think Cesaro will do it better than Ambrose will.
They're already ripping. They're not even allowing Cesaro section signs anymore. So if anybody thinks Cesaro's winning anything, he's not. He's done. I mean, leave the company now, pal. Because you're in a holding pattern. That's it. You're holding pattern.
He's not a young man anymore either.
No, he's in the prime of his career. I mean, he's in his mid-30s. He's in his prime. But I mean, you know what? These guys aren't guys that are moving the needle. Dean Ambrose, I think, he could be that face of the company, and we're going to see that here come after Sunday. There's no Orton. There's no Cena. So shit's gonna either shit's gonna end up changing, or they're going in the toilet.
So here's the interesting one. You mentioned Sunday. Cena and Orton are going to be gone after Sunday.
Orton's already gone.
What happens with Reigns? What if they go up?
Reigns has to go up. I mean, you have to. In the past, 3 weeks or so, ever since the beginning of October, when they did the Susan G. Komen thing in the ring, and Roman was in the ring with them.
Oh no! I mean ratings.
I'm getting it.
Honestly, sorry. Carry
on. Wait, you said Roman Reigns, right?
No, I said ratings.
Oh, ratings? Oh, they're gonna suck.
But what if they go up though?
What if they go up? Well, then good for them.
Cena doesn't draw.
Then they're doing something. But I don't see it.
To be honest, I thought you said Reigns as well, because
Sorry.
I was going to mention about the Hell in a Cell thing. I was going to say, it's a shame, because if it wasn't Taker Lesnar going to be the main event of that, I would say there's going to be a huge, massive ending at the end of Wyatt and Reigns.
I still think there will be. I honestly believe that's going to be the match of the night.
There will be, but I think it will take away from the. It'll be ruined by the fact that there's a match after it.
So there's going to be 2 matches after it.
Yeah, I was going to say it depends what they put on first.
I could easily see that match opening the show.
Yeah, I can too.
Not if it's in the cell.
Yeah, no, I can.
Yeah, it just comes down, then they bring it back up.
Yep, you do that, then you have your tag match, then you have your women's match, then you have your IC match, you have your championship match, and then you drop down for Brock and Lesnar. Sorry, Brock and Lesnar, Brock and Taker.
Yeah, Brock and Lesnar. I want to watch that match.
And honestly, if they open the show with Reigns and Wyatt, you open it on a high note.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, your show is dictated by the opening match. So if you got a crap opening match, your show isn't going to worth shit because people are going to go, I can't believe I paid money for this. Or in the case of the network, because they're already paying so many dollars a month anyway, they're going to tune out. They're not losing money.
And
That's why WWE stole WCW's model of your opening contest is going to be your cruiserweight match. It's going to be your work rate match. And they quickly adopted that once they said, okay, you know what, this is going to get the live crowd ready. And they've done that really ever since. You know, your first match is usually one of your better matches on the card.
It makes me laugh because I honestly think the first match is going to be the tag match.
Which would be fine. I mean, the crowd's going to be... New Day can get the crowd hyped.
Well, that's the thing. You put New Day in at not the pre-show, but the opening show or the opening match, and have them prime the audience.
Pre-show is a 6-man tag.
Yeah,
Oh,
pre-show is Neville, Cesaro, and Ziggler versus Rusev, Sheamus, and Barrett.
Which is a match that we saw on Monday with a fucking finish.
I was going to say,
we saw this match with a definitive finish.
I was going to say because we didn't just see the match on Raw, you know.
Yeah, that's where this company is. The booking is so short-sighted and it drives me insane. It's week to week, and all the bullshit that they used to, and fans still give WCW for doing this. You know, because they used to write week to week, and while the show was on, they still do it now.
And I think WCW wrote week to week because they weren't sure if they were going to make it the next week.
No, that was ECW.
No, they were doing it when they were pulling down 4 times the numbers that WWE is right now.
Well,
you know, they're pulling down 5s and 6s, and they were still doing that. That's why we got to see. That's why we got to see Hogan and Goldberg on TV with a 1-week build. That's what WWE is going to be doing here soon. You know, they're going to be hyping a match like that, a big money match. They're going to give it away.
But it's a shame because you look at things like, and this is going back to Paul Heyman's documentary of ECW. He would walk in, He would walk into the show on the night, get a napkin, get a pen, write down the matchups on the napkin, and say, "Okay, here's tonight's show."
There's a big difference between ECW and a bingo hall and a publicly traded company, though.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is ECW still ended up being entertaining. Even if it wasn't always great, it still ended up being entertaining.
There's a big difference. They are 2 things, WWE. Number 1, they're a business. Their goal is to make money. Number 2, they're a TV show. They're trying to be entertaining, and they need you to watch next week. ECW was neither one of those. They were a pro wrestling company.
See, to me, WWE needs to change what they are because they need to become merchants. They need to become sellers. They need to want people to say, hey, they need to put out a better product.
Guess what? When you look at all the things they're doing outside of their in-ring product, they've never been hotter. They're on ESPN. Their stock is doing good. I mean, they're all over the place.
6% yesterday.
It's still
and they probably rake in the cash on merchandise alone.
Their merch is huge. I mean, you know, outside of their TV product, things are great. You know, so it's not like they're going to be going under anytime soon.
No, I mean, you look at all the merchandise they have aimed at kids. You know, that's why Cena gets a new T-shirt every month.
Yeah, because they're smart.
People will buy it. You'll always have a family. Well, I'm pretty sure any family that has a kid that's a Cena fan probably has multiple T-shirts. And at $35 a pop, that's big money.
And then they started selling them. So 7-Eleven, they started selling them in, and in Walmart at one point.
Yeah.
They're getting away with it. They'll put it wherever they can, put it in your face.
It's smart. They're making money hand over fist. And that's what a business. That's the aim of any business.
And if they have partnerships where, you know, at Toy Stores they have the wrestlers doing signings. You look at, or even non-wrestling related, monster trucks, World of Wheels. Guarantee, if there's a World of Wheels in town, there'll be a wrestler there signing autographs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's interesting.
I mean,
we have like every time there's a car show in town, we've got 1 or 2 WWE wrestlers on the schedule to make an appearance. to
It's
do the
interesting you say-
I
signings.
mean, as bad as ratings are, that they are zero danger of anything happening.
It's
Yeah.
interesting you say that,
So-
because when they come to the UK, there's always, even in Birmingham, there is always a meeting and a signing here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's either Toys R Us, Game, or
The Entertainer.
there's a yeah.
Yeah, here
That's
it's toy
how it always
stores
goes.
and toy stores, comic cons, and car shows.
Oh, our Comic
Yeah.
Cons are all over the place, so we don't get them.
Ours are
Yeah.
too. Like you'll have Wizard Con and you have New York Comic Con and you have San Diego and I mean, shit. The one
but
in
that-
here in Calgary is actually second to the one in San Diego at this
Yeah, but-
point. Which side?
Yeah, but they have them all at the same time of the year. I don't even think we do.
No, and we don't either. Like they're staggered throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
No, but never mind.
Okay, so
Anyway,
it's okay. Who do we see this weekend challenging Cena for his U.S. title? Currently, it's unknown. It's not been said who it's going to be. Who are we pointing fingers towards? I don't think it can be anyone that's on the card currently.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was going to be Tyler Breeze. To me, that would have been the nice move to make. I mean, it could still be. They could still do it. I mean, a lot of times that they act like whatever happens on SmackDown doesn't really exist and isn't canon. So, I mean, that could easily happen. If it's
Yeah.
not him, some Moe Joey.
I was gonna say, yeah. To me, you don't pull somebody up and put a title on them unless you're going to push them. And Breeze isn't someone I really want to see pushed like that. Breeze to me is a mid card for life guy.
Yeah.
So no.
Well, what do you
no
think
thanks.
his title
US.
is?
U.S. IT.
yeah, Yeah, but right
Those are
now,
mid-card titles.
when you look at where the US title is right now, it's at the upper mid card, lower main.
We
event
already
card.
saw when they took it off Cena for the month and they put it on Rollins, it was right back to being nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
Well, that's because it was right next to the WWE title, and everyone focused on that.
it's because
Yeah.
they abandoned it was forgotten.
yeah. Which is. Hello.
Neither one's on the card.
They're on the pre-show.
Are
Yeah.
they actually? I thought the pre-show was. the
Pre-show 6-man tag.
I thought it was the Wyatts versus Ambrose
that's-
and partner now.
No,
No, they
that's
changed it
been
because
cancelled.
Orton's.
Well, actually, we're going to replace him. Okay, well, I mean, if that was the case, then I would have suggested that you have Barrett and Sheamus do it together, actually. You have Barrett against him and Sheamus distract him.
Yeah, do it
See,
together.
Yeah.
I'd actually.
Why not?
I would actually like to see. We mentioned Joe purely for the fact that Joe looks like a guy who could write somebody off of TV. I'd have said someone like Harper for the same reason. You can have Harper and win it, write him off TV. You could have. I'd even say you have Ambrose, and either towards the end of the match or at the end of the match itself, you would have the Wyatts pop up to attack Ambrose, and Ambrose gets out, but they end up going after Cena and write Cena off.
They don't even at this point. You don't even have to write Cena off. It's just okay. I'm leaving.
Yep, see you in a month.
Yep, that's it. You don't even have to acknowledge his presence. Just see him.
I would like that they write him off, but I don't think they will.
No, they won't, but I feel like they should. Because
Because then it limits. Then it limits to who it's going to be.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Whoever goes against him doesn't even need to win, like you said.
No, they don't.
like-
Cena could easily go off TV for 60
Well,
days with that belt.
well, let's discuss a couple of other people because we have. It's interesting because Daniel Bryan has seen a third specialist regarding his concussion, and we
Mute
don't
him.
know the outcome of that.
Mute this guy. No, I could guarantee that. No.
I can tell you now, if it was a no, Daniel Bryan's already left. Like, he told everyone
That if it came back
Yeah.
wrong, or bad, he would retire.
But he's still under contract for numerous years, so he's
you can walk out with that.
he's indentured servant, and he's
Yeah,
not
but
smart
he'll-
enough to go, "Hey,
like,
well, fuck you, I'm leaving it."
He'll shill the network. He'll make appearances. But as for in ring, I'm pretty sure his days are done.
Well, it's a shame because if it was going to be an actual cell match for the US title, I would have said Balor purely for the fact that it's the Devil's Playground, Demon in the Devil's Playground. Yeah, why not?
Whatever.
You know what? And that will have him interfere in the Kane Rollins match and have him win that too.
Because Devil's favorite demon.
Oh,
and,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't even mind if Cena said you want some, come get some, and you hear it's a shame about your damn luck.
Okay, I'll take that. But James Storm's more interesting than Balor.
The majority of the crowd doesn't even know who the fuck James Storm is.
So let me find out quickly. Let him win a title.
Yeah, they're gonna go, hold up. Who the fuck is this old guy? Who is this fat guy?
Let's be honest.
They didn't
Who's
know
this
who.
fat guy coming out here?
That's why they
They
didn't.
didn't. They didn't know who Kevin Owens was.
Who?
They didn't know who Kevin Owens was.
Big Show. We're going Big Show.
Oh god, Big Show. He's not even on the card.
We're going Big
Oh
Show.
god. Oh god.
He's the one
God.
challenging Cena.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh
Big Show.
god.
Big Show. I mean, who was his last opponent? It was Brock
Oh
Lesnar.
god. Oh god.
He's got a right to. I mean,
He's mad.
yeah, he's pissed.
Big Show, book it.
And they've got
Ziggler.
history too. That's got a story to it.
And he could write him off TV.
No.
It's a shame Breeze debuted because otherwise I would have actually had Ziggler win it and then had them turn around on Raw and, you know, Summer Rae's flirting or whatever. Ziggler says he doesn't need her because he's got the title, and that's when you have Breeze debut. That's how I would have.
I would have liked for them. They've kind of they've written themselves into a corner.
Yep, could have had them take it off them on Monday. Had the rematch on Sunday.
Yeah, which would have, to me, I wanted New Day to win it, and
Yep.
then just have all three of them
Well,
defend it.
that's still a possibility.
It could still happen.
I mean, if you have here's my favorite idea. I want Xavier to win it, not Big E. I thought about this.
Yeah, that's fine. And they all share it, and they all defend it.
I want Xavier to win it in the most cheesing fashion possible.
I like it.
Like, imagine just a cheap roll-up. Cena sitting like, okay.
Yeah, you make it a 30-second match. You have Kofi and Big E come out, and then you just have Xavier coming from behind, roll them up.
Yeah, I would actually like it if, you know, Big E gets in the ring, the bell rings, Cena steps towards the middle, and Big E picks up the mic and says, whoa, 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 it's not me. Xavier rolls him up from behind and gets a 3.
He doesn't even need to say anything.
Yep. I love it. I would love, you know, we discussed this Freebird rule. Put the tag belts on them and the US one. Have them rotate the whole time.
No.
Yeah. Perfect.
No.
Yeah,
No.
brilliant. They're the one act that's over on TV right now.
The more New Day I get on my TV at the minute, the better.
But the issue I
That's
have is
fine. It's just that they had that kind of setup with the Shield,
And it
where
worked.
Reigns and Rollins had the tag and Ambrose had the US, but they didn't do the Freebird rule.
Yeah, but they didn't do the Freebird
Right,
rule.
because they're badass heels. They're not chicken shit fun heels like New Day is.
New Day.
Yeah, and,
Right.
I mean,
Are they
you know, it'll
even
be-
heel? Or are
let
they
me-
still like? Are they
Kind of.
faces?
hold on. Let me
but,
say
you know,
something.
you put the belt on him. You can even have like Xavier lose a match and then go, "Oh, I'm sorry, this was for the tag belts, and I didn't have my tag partner." So so they're not going to lose the belts even that kind of way.
See,
Stuff.
hold on. Let me just say, the problem I have here is everyone goes on about how great New Day are. Yes, New Day are great. They are great where they are, which is the problem. You have... hold on. I can see the looks already. What I'm going to say...
There's a pimp hand here.
He's going to say put somebody from NXT with him.
No. What I'm actually going to say is...
Let's bring him down to
instead
NXT.
of moving them up the roster because of how good they're doing, have the rest of the roster step up to their level. That's what needs to happen. You can't have them be moved up because they're getting good. You need to have the rest of the roster stepping up and trying to get the same thing.
I would agree. It's about time the roster did step up, but will they? Probably not, because some of them just aren't that good.
And
I'm
that's
looking at you,
the problem.
Fandango.
I'm looking at you guys.
Or
Axel.
Heath Slater.
Hey, Slater's great. Let's not. That man has not had his
I'm-
US title yet. Oh my god. He's been teasing that for weeks.
Yeah, Heath Slater's winning it.
I would love that.
Heath Slater, big show.
Heath
I would
Slater,
actually-
Big Show, Xavier Woods. There's my picks.
I would actually pop if it was later. I would legitimately pop.
And here's the
I
thing.
would too.
I think if he pins Cena, people might actually look at him and go, no, and they can blow stories off it. Who cares? 2 months he holds that belt as a placeholder, and Cena goes, nope, thank you. Give us TV time. Let's get him on TV and then ship him off.
I would actually
End his
love it if Slater
contract.
won that. If Slater
Can we
wins
ship
that,
them off beforehand?
No.
Slater
He's
now
on
needs
that bed, baby.
I would
Hold on.
rewatch that match over and over and over again.
Let's all remember, Santino nearly won an Elimination Chamber and a Royal Rumble.
Santino's a great man.
He really is.
But Santino's actually not a bad wrestler either.
Neither is Heath Slater, given the time.
Yeah.
hold on, I've got a name. Damien Sandow.
Oh, I knew you were going to say him.
Damien Sandow is Heath Slater.
What city are they in?
Oh, God. Are they not?
That's a good question. What city are they in?
Is it not San Diego?
I think
What's it?
it's LA, I think.
It's somewhere west.
It is
Pretty
LA.
sure it's,
It's LA.
yeah, because it's the first
Oh, my God.
it's the first
Hollywood
pay-per-view in like years that is
This
being
is
held in
possible,
LA
actually.
that's not a SummerSlam.
I could say Miz.
Oh God.
I'm okay with that. The man is a heel.
And he's good. I
He
like
could
it.
also take. He could also take on Breeze as a apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Just the Hollywood group.
Yeah, you eventually turn. No,
Some-
no, I wanted that to be.
Summer Rae, Tyler Breeze, and The Miz.
No, what I really wanted was I wanted Ziggler and Breeze to be a tag team, be like the new Hollywood Blondes. But
Now you know who it's going. You know who it's going to be. It's going to be the Young Bucks.
I don't like Breeze, though.
it is a Young Bucks. Mute this guy.
He just knew he'd get a reaction from me, though.
I am
Mute
legit.
this guy.
No, we know who it's going to be. It's going to be Ricardo Rodriguez. I'm looking through the list of wrestlers from California who could win this, and I'm seeing Ricardo.
Mute him.
Uh-huh.
There we go.
Anyway, as we've hit that last half hour, I just want to give a big shout out to two guys, actually. You know, we talk about Mick Ryan quite often on the show, but I want to say a big congrats to him. He's done 50 days without cigarettes. That's a big deal for Mick.
Well done, Mick.
And he drinks a lot. too,
Yay,
so
Mick!
he's not being an alcoholic smoker. Well done. I'm talking to drinking too. Matt Bieber, guy's gone clean. Well done.
Congratulations, sir.
Hope
We
it's
are all proud of you.
Hope it's going
We
well.
are.
And, you know, as things get tougher, we're always listening.
Welcome to the club, my friend. I'm working on 6 years myself, so
6 years.
working
Well
on it.
played.
That's a long time.
Yes, sir, it is.
Back
Well,
on the.
I quit smoking in 2002, so in December 2002, so I'm coming up on 13 years.
I've done nothing bad
Not-
for almost 6.
And I'm coming up on a month.
Nothing bad. I'm working on 6. I said working on 6.
Working on
That's
something.
what I did.
Check this, he's been whipped into shape now. This is good.
And
Trying to
for
besmirch my
non-wrestling
character?
and non-wrestling topic, for anybody who's interested, for the ALCS, Toronto's kicking Kansas City's ass.
Yeah, is Joe Carter still there? No? Okay.
So,
As
Back
we've
on
hit that last half hour, as I was saying, I want to hear some Hell in a Cell predictions.
no. One more for the open challenge, because this is an interesting one.
Chris?
If he weren't filming, I would say put it on Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That'd be a hoot.
We're on about not dropping it down. Put it on The Rock.
Ah, yes, so he can run away with it too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, someone else that's not going to be on TV.
If someone's not going to be on TV, give it to Cena. Just let Cena keep it.
Yeah, I'm not going to let him keep it.
Yeah. I'm not really unhappy
That's
that Cena's
why
going to be gone for 60 days. It's too much Cena on the TV anyway.
That was why I said if he weren't filming, because he'd be there.
Oh,
Hey, what do you mean too much Cena? He has one match a week.
Too
He
much
has one
Rock.
segment. Oh,
Too much
Rock?
Cena.
He would have one segment.
It's still
Too
too much
I like
Cena.
he's been better recently than he
I
has
don't
been for years.
understand. Yeah, he puts out the best match on the show. He made the U.S. title relevant.
And remember, it takes two
He
tangos,
only
not
made
just
it
a guy.
relevant because it's John Cena. You could
Uh-huh.
stick
Now
any
the title's
kind. You
relevant.
could stick the Divas title on the man, and he would make it relevant.
I'm pretty sure those photos surfaced online a while back. Chris, if you could find those and Twitter them, please.
What photo?
John
sorry?
Cena, Divas title.
No, he's worked his ass off. He's put on great matches.
He has.
He has, but it's still too much Cena.
In your ideal world, how long would you keep him off TV
Have we
for?
Bizarre World? Bizarre World.
I would
That's
have
some
him
kind
miss the next 3
views.
pay-per-views.
3 pay-per-views? He's missing 2.
Okay, so bring him back into Royal Rumble.
I would have him off for the rest of the year. Have him come back not at the Royal Rumble, because the returning guy who always shows up at the Royal Rumble, if it's not the right guy, he takes a dumping. And I don't think, as much as I'm not a fan of John Cena, he doesn't deserve that.
No, he's seen it. He can
Okay.
survive all that.
But if you're not bringing him
Yeah.
back in 3 months at the Rumble, then you're not bringing him back at Fastlane, and he's not coming back at Mania.
Let me explain the issue. The issue you have with the Rumble isn't that if the wrong person wins, it's that if somebody new doesn't win.
Yeah, the crowd go against it.
Yeah.
Or if it's an anticipated return and he doesn't show up.
Are you suggesting, like, one young Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't even think.
I mean, poor Rey Mysterio took it in the ear because he happened to come in at 30.
Okay, for that year, I can understand it.
But you know, that was a very calculated decision, and it was very smart to have Ray do that because he's the one person that can recover from that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And it didn't hurt him.
And it ended up with him killing a guy.
Okay, now I'm muting.
No, mute him! That had nothing to do with it!
Anyway, Hell in a Cell predictions. What's the prediction for Taker and Brock? Who wins?
Sting.
It's a DQ. It's going to be a screwy finish.
You can't have a DQ in a Hell in a Cell!
Nope.
Fast count.
It's going to be a
I'm saying
screwy
Brock.
finish.
Yeah, Brock wins this feud.
Brock and then it turned into
Taker
Taker.
goes,
wants to
"Oh,
try
I'm so
and-
sad and old, I'm retiring."
No, then they always move on to something else because I mean, for them to not drag this out to Mania, for them to end this now, means that
Well, what
they
did they
have
do with
plans
Taker? What did they
for
do
both
with
of them.
Taker going
Craig,
forward?
Craig,
Right,
you need to check. Two
they
things.
must have plans.
Hold on, 2 things. Craig, you need to check Twitter. Second of
Checking
all,
it.
they have Sting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I
want
don't
it
want
be
to
Sting.
see him wrestle. And I don't want them to rely on 2 old guys.
Sting's
what
lucky he can
everybody's-
walk.
Everybody's bitching that, they've got these too many old guys on here. They got too many old guys on there. And the first thing you do is say, hey, after Lesnar, Taker can take on Sting. It's another couple of old guys. Like, come on.
If you want Taker to take on someone, it has to be someone young, someone new. If you really want to push it, and I mean like really push it, and I don't really want to see it,
If you say fucking Finn Balor,
I wasn't going to say Finn Balor.
okay.
I was going to say Taker's had his revenge. He's going to lose. You let Bray Wyatt have his. 1 match, they get to do it. Takes them up to the Rumble. Call it 2 matches. Takes them up to the Rumble. They can go fresh from there. Gives them time. Because no one's ready really to step up to Taker. Let's be honest.
Yeah, there's one person.
John Cena. And that's going to happen. I'm guaranteeing this year, John Cena versus Taker, loser retires. And it's going to be. I think it's going to be Cena.
No,
Yep.
Cena's
No.
gonna win his 16th title.
Nope.
Kevin Owens.
Mute this guy.
Yeah, no, even I'm cringing at me.
Yeah. Hold on, I want Kevin Owens to have a match with The Undertaker, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins all in Mania.
And Cesaro.
And Cesaro. One of those will be a tag team match.
6-man tag.
No, Kevin Owens doesn't even make sense. No, we're building up to him and Zayn at Mania.
Yep.
No,
That's where they're
really?
Yeah, it's going to be Zayn and Owens,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, and that's going to be, a match-stealing show.
Okay, so anyway, back to the point. Taker or Brock, Chris?
I'm actually going to have to go with... I'm actually going to go with Taker.
Finn Balor.
I'm going Finn Balor,
Okay,
Devil's,
so you're going Taker.
Devil's favorite little demon.
Chris,
I
who are you
want it-
going?
What was that?
Who are you picking, Brock or Taker?
Taker.
Taker. So we're pretty much split down the middle.
Rock.
Okay.
It's a shame. I want to say Lesnar, but considering that this is probably Taker's way out, I'm going to say Taker.
Here's one. Seth or Demon Kane? Who wins?
Seth.
Bearing in mind that Sheamus can cash in.
Seth.
Kane.
I'm
Seth.
almost tempted to say that Kane wins and Sheamus instantly cashes in.
Yeah.
I actually say Seth wins and therefore Kane loses his job.
They've already.
Corporate Kane loses his job. It's Weasel words,
Yeah,
which
I was
means
gonna
that
say-
Kane obviously doesn't win.
Sorry, but
No,
Corporate Kane is also suspended this Monday.
Right, he wasn't in.
Yeah.
Right, Corporate Kane being suspended also means that regular Kane is free to have another run.
Yeah, true. So we're all saying that Kane loses, Seth wins.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
Seth wins. I'm not even entertaining the idea of a cash in because I really think that they want to save that for TV.
Owens or Ryback?
Oh, no.
Owens, you need to keep that title on him till we
Mania.
have Zayn.
Yep,
Yeah,
Mania.
till Mania.
Zayn Owens for the title could elevate that title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you let those two feud over it. I mean, you start them at Rumble, and then you have the title change at Mania, and then you let them feud over it for the next 6 months, and it's fine.
My issue is you build it like a main event. You don't build it like it's a typical IC. You don't have, oh, look, there's something going on. You make it a focus point.
Well, they already have the history where, you make it as, well, this is their third match.
Yeah, but what I mean is when we have Mania now and there's an IC title, it comes up and it's like, oh, this is the Intercontinental title. I want to have like a full video package and everything for it. And
Well,
have,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, because their
But they
feud
didn't
isn't
last year.
about the title. Their feud isn't about the title, though.
no,
With
no,
those two, important. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to book it as a story, not as a title.
Yep.
Right, which they would.
Krista, Owens or Ryback?
Let's see. Owens or Ryback, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Tails it's Owens, heads it's Ryback. Ryback.
Wow, I'm surprised that was even considered.
Muter.
Tag champs. Do the Dudleys walk away with the belts?
No.
If it was a table match, sure. It's not a table match, so no.
New Day.
New Day.
I see New Day retaining that until TLC.
Yep.
New Day.
I mean, Dudley said that they don't want the titles. They didn't come back to win titles. They came back to put over young guys. So,
New Day.
yeah, New Day.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Divas match. Is there not? Yeah, it's in the South.
Yeah, Charlotte versus Nikki.
I'm surprised they didn't add Sasha to that, considering how over she is.
No, she's not part of the story yet.
Nope.
No,
The minute,
she
the minute
will,
Nikki's out, it'll be Sasha. Sasha Charlotte.
but obviously it'll be Charlotte.
Okay.
Yep.
I am right in saying that's going to be in the South, yeah?
It's not going to be this, so.
Well, I was pretty sure they mentioned it.
No.
Gonna be in what?
You see, I was sure someone had mentioned that was going to be in the South.
No. Who are you talking to? You talking to fucking Mike again?
No, thank God. Hi, Mike. We miss you.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
What else is on the card that I've missed?
Roman Reigns, Bray.
Reigns and Wyatt.
Reigns.
Wyatt, he needs it more, and I say screw job finish. Something big will happen that will cause Reigns to lose.
Does Strowman rip the door off Alakane?
I'll tell you, if we get another month of Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt,
No. I think something should happen to make
I'm gonna slit my wrist.
Roman Reigns' attention change.
Yeah, it can't be someone from the Wyatts then.
Even if it was something like an Ambrose heel, obviously it's not going to happen, but you know what I mean? Something to make him change from Wyatt and change target.
Yeah, it's about time he did do something different, but it's tough to say who. Like, where does he go now?
title. I mean, there's nowhere else for him to go. You start that road. If he's going to win the Royal Rumble, you start it Monday.
Did he ever get his revenge on Seth?
No.
There we go. There's your story. If we waited 1 year and 3/4 for Taker to come back and get his revenge, yeah, he can do it. I'm going to say Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And clean.
Yeah, they're going to keep him, he's next Cena for them.
Because Wyatt can lose 1,000 times over and still be as good as he is.
And still be nothing.
Yeah. He can still be storyline nothing, it's fine. But he's still a character that people are kind of drawn to. So they're not going to care if he wins or loses.
He's still going to say the same thing every week. So.
Yeah, stupid scripts.
I like Bray, but
I love Bray, but I'm really pissed they stopped him writing his own scripts.
yeah, it's not good.
Because the minute they took him back at Hell in a Cell last year, that was it. Like
Yeah, he's
that's
good.
when the scriptwriters took over and said, "Okay, we're writing now."
Yeah, he's just talking in circles.
Yep, because the writers can't write for him. Anywho, and is there another match?
Hold on, we didn't get Chris's opinion, did we?
Sorry, Chris.
No, you didn't.
Reigns or Wyatt? Sorry.
Reigns. Why
Screwjob finish or clean?
I think in order for Reigns to be taken seriously, he needs to have a clean finish. Wyatt is one of those. Wyatt has a gimmick that can come back from a loss like that and still be. He won't be affected. He can eat a loss and not lose his momentum because his character has never been about having a title, having any kind of wins. It's more about just madness.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like the issue you're going to have is because of how popular Bray Wyatt is, you're going to have him, if you have Reigns win clean, you're going to have him get booed. The booing will start again, and that's not something I want, to be honest.
Well, this is the thing, and like if Reigns is going to lose, it's got to be a screw finish.
Oh, that's what
Like,
I'm saying. I'm saying Wyatt wins, but something happens at the end to cause Wyatt to win.
Yeah, but it's in a cell, so it's going to have to be something really, really inspired.
They did it with Ambrose and Rollins last year.
Yeah, but they can't do the same thing because
They
then
can do
it's
something
just.
similar.
I think they played on this idea this week of Bray being afraid to be in the cell alone with Roman. So my question is,
Will he be?
do they play out this idea that maybe Wyatt is afraid? And I mean, again, if you want to use the website, as much as Paul dislikes it, the interview they had with Michael Cole suggests that Wyatt literally uses the words, "I'm going to play God."
Oh.
I mean, the last time they used that in a story, I've got big reactions.
I'm not going to lie. I almost feel like they're going to bring Reigns' daughter into it.
About time.
No.
I think that they've already dropped all that. They've already dropped all that stuff.
Like, to me, it's just one of those things that if you're going to say something as big as that, they have to capitalize on it. No one's going to see it anyway. But if that had been said on TV, they need to make something of that.
If it didn't happen on TV, it doesn't matter.
I still remember Punk saying to The Rock, "Your arms are too short to box with God," and the reaction from that.
Oh, yeah.
No, well, he stole that line, so.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Everyone still went, "Oh,
Just give me the Church of Wyatt. That's all I've been asking for. It's not
Yes.
hard.
No.
Church of Wyatt, I'm telling you. The whole Sister Abigail thing that we spoke about.
I wouldn't even care if they converted Reigns into a member of the Wyatt."
He's got the beard in here at least. I could love seeing Reigns come on a lumberjack shirt and a vest.
We've been saying to get him out of the Shield gear.
Yeah, I don't want him on the Shield gear. The more I thought about it, the more I'm like, he wouldn't look good in anything else.
He's not in Shield gear. He's in Roman Reigns gear now.
But you never know.
Ooh, picky.
Vince could be.
That's what it is. I mean, that's not Shield music anymore. That's Roman Reigns music.
Craig.
Yeah.
Vince could have listened to our old podcasts and had Bo Dallas the true face of fear.
Nah, if it was going to happen, he'd have done it by now.
Yeah, whatever it is.
And then he'd have gave us the fingers by going, meh, I changed the character name. And he'd have got away with it. That's what he does, right? I mean, he steals stories, twists things around, and
then ruins them.
yeah.
Gives no credit.
But yeah, I think we've covered all the matches for Hell in a Cell. Does the build for the Royal Rumble start Monday?
It starts January fucking 1st.
Yeah, so what's the
It
difference between
starts
that?
after TLC.
But this to me is like the complete dead spot for WWE.
It starts a week before the Rumble. That's what
pretty
it
much.
starts.
But, I mean, this to me is like the dead point for WWE. So where do you go from here? Like, if you've got Brock and Taker, regardless of the winner of that match, they're going to have nowhere to go.
Right now, that they have all the freedom in the world to do anything right now because you're not weighed down with Cena and Orton.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have those guys weighing you down. So throw shit up against the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah. Because you're not in a position where you have to find a spot for, you know, your current face of WWE and a guy that's been there since he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I think we're seeing, you know, if they're smart, they start doing it now while Cena's still there most of the time.
I mean, Rusev's doing nothing at the minute.
Rusev's dead, buried.
Yeah, he's gone now.
He's driftwood.
Stupid Vince.
Yeah, he's done.
Like,
he's driftwood.
Vince and WWE knew about it.
You know,
And then,
the Ascension, you know, they're partnered in with Stardust.
I think that's over.
Yeah.
what, the Ascension
You know,
Stardust thing.
yeah, and I think because, you know, the two of them, the Ascension dudes, Victor and Connor or whatever, they're fuds. You need someone who is, you know, Cody Rhodes, the Stardust, draws your attention.
Do you know what's really weird as well? Like,
So it makes them almost watchable. Like if they're on their own, God forbid those two ever do a promo on their own because they're horrendous.
what, the guys from the Ascension?
Yeah.
Hold on. The guys from the Ascension, right? As terrible as people think they are,
They are.
yeah, no. The style of promo they've been given is awful.
It is awful.
Right?
And
the style of
honestly,
promo
the
they've been given
whole
is awful.
they
But
should have
Connor can
left
actually
them.
do work.
The thing
Yes,
is,
Connor, they can work. It's just that they shouldn't have changed their gimmick like they did. They were fine when the gimmick they had in NXT.
Hold on, why are
That
we talking about the
would've-
Ascension? These guys stink.
What did this
no. I completely agree with Krista. The old gothic gimmick that they had on the skyscrapers in that vignette, that was fantastic.
It was
That's 'cause that
fabulous.
came out of
And then they
NXT,
bring them
you
up
won
to the,
NXT, Chris.
to the Raw roster, and they
That was
got the
before-
whole Eye of Horus and the whole Illuminati imagery. I'm like, they're two
Yeah.
different things. Like,
But-
come on.
This is
For the
the
record,
Raw?
Craig,
The whole gothic thing, they should have left that. People would have bought into that. We're talking
You're
about
right.
the same fan base for, like, you know, you look at the
Taker.
younger crowd or whatever. These are the same fans that tune into that, you know, were Twilight fans. They will buy into the gothic imagery. They won't buy into the whole
no.
whatever shit you got going on now.
You know
No,
why
Twilight
the
fans buy into glitter.
you know why the gothic image works? It reminds people of Taker. That's why.
If they've left
The,
them
the
in
old
gothic,
Ascension,
and
the old Ascension thing. If you actually go back, Craig, and watch the old vignette, the original Ascension, you will
Yep.
see.
Yeah, there was stuff there that kind of worked. I'm not saying it was good, though, because it kind of worked.
But they
Well,
could have
I
brought them up and attached them to Taker. So instead of having Taker do
Taker's not there full
auto-paint-
time, so it
No,
wouldn't
but
have
this
worked.
is what I'm saying is that you could have used them as a representative of Taker. Like
In a way
Paul
that Paul
Heyman
Hey-
shows up and talks up Lesnar when Lesnar ain't there.
Yeah, that's why they put the Druids.
Yes, they could have made the Ascension.
Who
Druids.
have never
No,
appeared on
that's not what I
TV.
meant at all. I just meant they've got the Druids instead of the Ascension. Like, and no one should be paired with Taker now. That's it. And no, we're not talking about the Ascension.
Yeah,
anymore.
nobody should be talking about the Ascension. I mean, starting Monday, the company starts anew.
I have to admit,
You
I
gotta
have to
figure
admit,
out who they're building around, and it's not the Ascension.
No,
who
no,
comes
the
along.
season's already started. You guys.
I have. What?
What the hell was that?
Chris, speak your mind.
Chris is
Go.
shushing us. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, I have to admit, Ascension. Let's not talk about them, please.
Don't bring them up again then.
But following Cena leaving, they've got Orton out of action. I'd also argue Bryan is a guy that they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically three. Although Bryan's not currently a top guy, that's three top-ish guys that they don't have.
Yeah, that's three top guys they don't have. Bryan, Orton, Cena. Admittedly, they've got Reigns that's going to be wrapped up in a story. I'm going to mute you. They've got Rollins wrapped up in a story, in theory, if they're going to go with the Triple H thing. Ambrose is the only guy without.
See, and
You
that's the
could-
thing is that he seems to be lacking direction too. He's just basically, oh, I'm the lunatic fringe, I'm the lunatic fringe.
Well,
But that
welcome,
gets boring afterwards.
welcome to modern creative, though. That's the problem that they've got.
Yeah.
They don't know how to long-term book or develop characters anymore.
No.
There was something that was said by Heyman, which was ECW developed talent, and that's something that NXT does and WWE doesn't anymore. You look at Ambrose. Ambrose is a prime example of a guy who has a character, but it hasn't developed since he went up to the main roster, really. He split from the Shield and went, oh, I'm the Lunatic Fringe. And then after that, it was like, oh, well, welcome to the Ambrose Asylum, everyone. Week in, week out, it's the same old thing.
Yep.
No,
I can see Craig vastly wanting to disagree there and couldn't.
you know what? I'm going to, because yeah, NXT they create such great characters as Apollo Crews and
Smiley Black Man?
yeah, and Baron Corbin. You know, come on,
White Man?
come on.
Yeah, but
they're still doing the same thing. They have a gimmick and then they just keep them in there and then they don't deviate from it. We have someone as talented as Finn Balor that what's his gimmick? Every 3 months he puts makeup on to have an entrance. That means nothing. Nothing is explained about, oh, he lets the demon loose. What is he fucking possessed? Get this man, tie him up to a bed, the power of Christ compels you. There you go.
It's a shame.
well, see, and this is the thing is that I think they use the makeup because Balor used the makeup on the indie circuit, and it's
I know what they
bringing
did, but
in that audience to say, okay, yeah, we gave him a new name, but it's still the same guy.
yeah,
And it's not really because his moveset has been clipped dramatically.
It's the point though that nobody is doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, NXT is good every 3 months.
Yeah.
WWE is good. In ring good.
No,
In-ring
WWE is good once a year at WrestleMania. And the Raw
In
after
ring
it.
good.
I agree with Paul. The in-ring is the highest it has been in years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have multiple matches from WWE that I will put in my top 10 come the end of the year. And I usually don't.
Speaking of top 10s, coming towards the end of the year, we're going to be doing the lowies. We're actually going to do them this time. We spoke about it before, and now I've found out a way to do it. So now that we found out a way to do it, we are going to do the lowies. We're going to have different categories, and each week between now and the week prior to Christmas, we're going to release a category. We're going to let you guys know in advance of what it's going to be. We're going to let you know the candidates for these categories each week. Roll with me on this. And then the week before Christmas, we're going to release a survey, which is, I say survey, it's basically a ticky box thing for you guys to tick who you feel is the winner of each candidate, basically.
It's called a survey.
That's a survey, apparently. I didn't want to call it a survey.
That's what we call it.
It's a poll.
Thank you, a poll.
We
call them
polls
surveys.
It's a
We call
survey.
them surveys.
It's a
You guys
survey.
call them polls.
Right, okay. Beyond the point, though, we're going to send out a survey/poll, and we're going to let you guys tick the boxes and let us know who you feel should be the winner. The winner of each category, however, will win only one Loey. So if you're in one category, this is where it gets tough. You can't be in more than 2 categories in a singles match. So, for instance, you couldn't have the Young Bucks versus the Hardys in a tag match, and then have the Young Bucks in another match as well. So you can only be featured in a category once.
Okay.
So it kind of makes your match of the year a little bit tougher. So you couldn't have like 5 Seth Rollins matches or 3 Brock Lesnar matches or anything like that. So it's going to be tough, but we're going to narrow it down, and we're going to give you the best of the best of the best. Fact.
Vote early, vote often.
We'll check.
Are you going to have a Loey Wazim award?
No, we're not going to have a Loey Wazim award because Wazim's the past, we're in the future. You could say we've gone back to the future today.
No!
Ah.
Check that timing.
AKA, pretending that we liked Back to the Future 2 a lot more than we did.
Whoa, Back to the Future
Whoa!
was my favorite one.
Nope.
The Future 2 was awesome.
They have made Nike Mags
Yeah, they have.
self-lacing shoes just for today.
Just for today. They're going to release those eventually.
Well, you know what?
But they go
Michael J.
on
Fox needs those. He can't stop shaking. He can't tie his own shoes.
On that note,
He's got to have them.
Ah.
That's why he wears
this has
Velcros.
been Lowdown. We've been Levels of Wrestling. If you have liked anything that we've said about tonight, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Make sure as well that you head over to levelsofwrestling.podbean.com where you can hear from ourselves, Just Saying, Mind of Carnage, Ringside Ramblers, and the Wrestle Addicts. And as well as getting that there, you can get it on our app or on iTunes. And when you're done
You
there,
forgot the fucking Nitro cast.
I'm getting there.
Fuck.
Get over it. Jesus. Use some sleeves.
I'm allergic.
Yeah. And when you're done there, you can head to tpublic.com/user/levels of wrestling. You'll actually see the link just below if you're watching on YouTube.
It's a medical condition.
What, the link below?
Apparently.
The link below is a medical condition. If you check out the link below that's actually in our name bar, you'll be able to head straight to the website and pick yourself up one of the Low Family t-shirts.
Dermatologists are trying to figure out what's going on. Got them working on it.
Any type of profit that we make off that goes back into supporting the whole Low Family, not just ourselves, but all the podcasts that are associated with us. You want to finish off?
No.
No NitroCast? I didn't think so. Cool.
No.
And you're not plugging the rest of the shows.
I just
You just did.
did.
She's in Bizarro World.
Don't forget
No,
tomorrow
I'm
night.
sitting in a cafeteria.
It's alright, tomorrow night you get the Wrestletics, and then on Friday you get Ringside Ramblers, because they've switched days.
No, you know what tomorrow is? Pod in the Cell.
Pod in the Cell.
Pod in the cell.
Don't forget Pod in the Cell.
Yeah,
Deep
we're,
discussions.
I'll be doing a run-in.
we're talking Hell in a Cell there.
All Hell in a Cell, or just this Hell in a Cell?
Oh, we
Is
should
Is
talk
it going
about
to be an
all Hell in
all-rounded
a
Hell in a
Cell.
Cell?
Yeah, no, we're doing the show from a Hell in
We
a Cell.
should do, you know, the top matches.
Do the
at
shows
Hell in
from
a
inside
Cell.
cages.
You won't even be on it. So.
I know, it doesn't mean...
What do you
Anywho,
mean I won't even be on it? I told you guys I was going to
I
do
was
it,
talking
Ryan.
to Craig.
He meant me, it's all good. Anyway, we've been
Why won't you be
Local
on
Down.
it?
I'm busy.
Busy doing what? You're on holidays.
Seeing friends, exactly, I'm on holiday, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Killjoy.
Vacation, sorry, I'm being American.
Yeah, he'll be busy doing some Netflix and chill. So.
Funny. Actually, I'll be drinking, but...
I'm watching Netflix and chilling.
Thanks, Chris. You and your Pam, is it? Anyway, we've been the Levels of Wrestling. This has been Lowdown. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next Wednesday. Bye-bye.